Hello, good morning, good afternoon to each of you. Congratulations for you to be here. My name is Marcos Barrios. I am living and I am talking you from South America. And I am very grateful for to know and for your invitation for to share my history with each of you. Long time ago, a friend told me about this opportunity. And in the beginning, I don't have faith because I was thinking was about vitamins, minerals, things like that. But later I understood, and my mother language, it is not English, it's Spanish. But when some friends say me, hey, Marcos, can you talk about this company to my friends in Africa? His name is Hugo. He lives in Holland. And I say to him, let's go. I can help you talking to your friends in Africa. And but in the beginning, the reality for me was maybe my English it is not the best, but I decided I have to make things happen. So let's go, and walking I will learn more about English and everything. And today I am like any business organization. Remember, for life is a community. It's a community. And like many business organizations, we have a philosophy, a business philosophy. And that's one of the things I am grateful for to learn. And it is, we believe each of you, can have everything in your life if you help to others to get what they want. So the pandemic times teaching us to solidarity, teaching us to help to others to overcome these challenges of the bad times in the economic fields and many things. And today I want to share a reflection with you is if you are probably in an elevator and God, life, as you wish, provide you the chance for to talk just 5 minutes with this person. Maybe you know his name is Bill Gates. And maybe you can find in a building, you have the chance for to talk just 5 minutes. I am very, very sure you are not going to ask to Bill, to this millionaire, Mr. Bill Gates, what type of food do you like? What is your soccer team? What is your soft drink? Do you like you more like? Or what TV shows you was watching the last week? Surely many of us will not say waste the time, and definitely we are going to say, hey, Mr. Bill Gates, I admire you like a businessman. Please, what I have to do for to be a millionaire like you? Because if you have only 5 minutes for to going in elevator, something like that, we take the chance for to learn from a millionaire. Today, the good news is we have the chance. We have someone from USA. His name is Daughtrey. He's a millionaire. He's humble for not to say us every time that, but he is a millionaire. He got very good results, and he is providing the more precious thing every human being can have, and it is time. Some people say time is money. I disagree. I think time is life, because if someone lost money, working hard with faith can recover the money. But when life, time, when pass away, when we wasting time, there is no way for to recover that time. That's why we have to be grateful because this friend, this millionaire, this successful businessman, Daughtrey, is here for to share with us and free, priceless, with each of you the secrets, the tips for you have to a better year, 2024 year with more prosperity and happiness. So being grateful, understanding time is life, and it is not easy to find millionaires sharing his tips for success. So let's go to give a round of applause to this friend, to this millionaire from USA, Daughtrey. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Marcos. I appreciate that introduction. It's interesting because we all know who Bill Gates is. We all know who Steve Jobs, the late Steve Jobs, was. Most of you should know who Elon Musk is. And you might ask yourself, how did these people become so successful? Well, they all had one thing in common: desire, strong desire, and discipline. To think that they did not achieve their success through work, to think that it only happened by luck, or to think that it just fell in their lap, you're wrong. They worked hard. They had discipline. They didn't quit. They didn't give up. Now, along the way, they've learned certain skills. I find Elon Musk one of the most interesting. Steve Jobs, you see him on stage when he talks to people. He was the best. Better than Bill Gates, much better than Elon Musk. Elon Musk is not good on stage. All right. In fact, he has a problem speaking a lot of times. He'll talk, and all of a sudden he'll accelerate his talk. And so Steve Jobs had a gift, but he had to, I won't even say a gift, call it a skill. He established that skill. Who was the one that always presented the new iPhone? Who was the one that always presented one of Apple's brand new devices? It was Steve, because he developed that talent, that skill of communicating with people. And you know what? Did he ever wear a tie? No. He just wore a pullover shirt and tennis shoes, you see? And so the point I'm trying to make is that it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. We all have the ability to develop skills, but it takes work, effort, patience. You have to be consistent. You have to also be mindful. Think about what you're doing. Think about what could you do better. I used to do that all the time when I started For Life. I'd lay down every night, and I slept on the floor. My daughter Leslie is on this call, and she knows because she'd sleep on the floor next to me when she'd come to visit. And every night I'd lay down, and I would review the day as I started For Life. I would think about who I talked to, what happened, what's the possibility of that person, the potential of that person. Are they really interested? Do I have to get back with them? Do I have to follow up? I treated this as if it was my life. My life depended on it. And if you do that, you'll get real serious about it. And there's times where you have to make sacrifices. Yesterday was Sunday. I'm going to share with you all a story, but before I do, I have to make an announcement, you guys, before I forget. Upline Pro is live now. So uplinepro.com, Claudia, if you want to put it in there, you'll get the same page that you would see with Dave Daughtrey, but it just says Upline Pro with Dave Daughtrey. And that's where you're going to be able to go, where you'll have a portal where a lot of my content, just short tutorials, short videos, things like that. Think of it like Netflix in a way, with different series. Like today we're talking about the closing, how to close. you know. So there would be that particular topic. You know, understanding the pay plan could be one. Developing your skills. So we'll have different topics that you'll be able to listen to. So back to what I was saying. So yesterday was Sunday, and normally on Sunday, you know, for us here, it's a family day. We do things, everything from church in the morning to, you know, doing things around the house and just kind of getting. Now it's Christmas time, so it could be, you know, packages, you know, getting packages ready, wrapping things, and so forth. Well, we got a message from one of our brand new affiliates. His name's Christopher Mora. He signed up, came in with a fast start last week, actually. And he said, Dave, would you be willing to talk to this guy? He lives in Baja California, which is just south of where I'm at, you know, across the border. The border from our house is about half an hour. And he lives about 9 hours away down from the border. And I said, sure, talk to him. Actually, we talked to him. It was on, I want to say Saturday. We had the phone call. And he says, hey, I'm going to go up to Tijuana on Sunday, which was yesterday. You know, we talked to him, and I got him excited on the phone about For Life. And he said, well, I want to meet you. And I said, sure. Let's, you know, get together right here in San Diego. I'll come down to the border, Gabby and I, and we'll pick you up. So that's what we did yesterday. At 4 p.m, we met him across the border. I'm going to share some pictures with you here. So he was not yet a For Life distributor. The only reason he was willing to talk to me and Gabby was because he believed and trusted his friend, Christopher Mora. So Christopher had enough credibility with this person that he would at least listen and receive a bit of a presentation. So that's step number one, credibility. How's your credibility? When you call someone, do they take you seriously? Do you have enough conviction to at least influence them enough to take a real look at this? How's your ability to tell them why they should take a look at this? Christopher obviously influenced him enough that Christopher, was serious enough to build this business. And I even heard Christopher say this. He said to Johnny, who is the person we met yesterday, he said, Johnny, I'm going to build this with or without you. I'd like to do it with you. I believe we can build something really big. We can be very successful. We can make a lot of money and help a lot of people. If you're interested. Well, then Johnny says, well, I want to know more. But see, what got Johnny was the fact that he felt that Christopher was going to do this without him. And he didn't want to be left behind. So sometimes there is a little bit of fear of loss. You know, how is your ability when you talk to someone? Can you create a fear of loss? Or do they look at you and say, we'll see what you do. All right, you go out and make yourself $1 million, and then I'll go ahead and take a look at it. No. Why? If I make $1 million, which I have, by the way, many, many, many millions, why would you want to watch me do it and not do it with me? I know why. You don't believe me. You simply don't believe that I'm going to do it. Why is it that you don't believe me? Well, maybe it's because I've done 100 things in the past and I have no credibility. Maybe it's because they see that I just don't have a lot of discipline. Maybe they see that my financial position is, you know, excuse the language, but in the lower class. And they say, well, you know, what have you done in your life in the last 20, 30 years? You're still where you were 20 years ago. So you just don't have with that person that credibility. So, and let me tell you, it's not easy when you're that. I was that way. You know, I back when I started networking back in my early 20s, I was broke. Nobody believed me at first. It was a lot of work. I had to develop the skill of influencing someone, getting them to take me seriously, especially when you're in your 20s. So Christopher, I don't know how old he is. I'd say he's in probably his late 30s. And he influenced Johnny enough to come up to the border and at least sit down to where Gabby and I could talk to him. Well, today's topic is the close. Okay, so Christopher basically was going to rely on Gabby and I to close John, get the deal done. And we used to say when they were paper contracts, get him inked. Get him inked. That means he signs, he's in, he's going to get his products, right? And then you got to go the extra step and get them on loyalty. All right. So Christopher is going to rely on Gabby and I for that. Upline. That's why I have Upline Pro, by the way. I got very lucky getting that domain. I can't believe I got it, Upline Pro. When I got it, by the way, so you know, it's crazy. As soon as I bought it, I got a message saying it's worth $3,500 right away. I thought, wow, that's kind of nice. I only paid $6. But the point is this: Upline Pro is going to be a platform to help people be better uplines. Upline serves the downline. You serve your people. That's the correct philosophy of this business. All right. And as you serve your people, you are going to find yourself many times closing the deal for your downline. So I'll ask you a question. How many times have you closed someone for your downline? That means the downline, they look up to you, they trust you, they believe in you enough that they'll bring people to you to help close them. That's called teamwork. Wouldn't it be wonderful if your phone was ringing all day and all you had to do was help your downline seal the deal? That's great. You don't even have to go prospecting because everyone's calling you. Well, that's the way it is a lot of times for Gabby and I. Upline serves the downline. Okay, so you want to serve your people. And when you start doing that, you're going to develop a lot of different skills, social skills, the ability to communicate with someone, the ability to enjoy conversation and have fun with them. And sometimes, let me tell you something, Gabby's much better at that than I am. Gabby's a lot of fun to be around. All right. I take things a bit too seriously sometimes. I'm always like, work. I'm always thinking, okay, got to say this, got to do that. I'm very mechanical. All right. Gabby is just like no filter. She's Gabby. Okay. And people like that a lot because she's just real. That's fun. She says things sometimes that I'd be like, okay, but that's Gabby, and people like that. So, well, with Johnny, let me share a couple pictures with you here. Before I get into the pictures, I want to say this. We call it the closing. I'd like to ask you all to think of it a bit different. It's not really a close. I've been saying close, close, close. All right. But the reality is, and I learned this a long time ago, it's called the open, not the close. And the reason it's called the open is because you are opening the door to a new relationship with someone. Building a network is building a community, building a family, building a team. And that's all done through communication. So you have to open the relationship. When you sign someone up, do you sign them up and then just say goodbye and never talk to them again? This is not a car that we're selling someone. It's not a one and done deal. It's, I'm signing you up so we can hopefully spend the rest of our lives building this business together and look back years down the road when we're off on a gold getaway platinum pinnacle somewhere, in the Pacific Ocean, in Tahiti, sipping on the pina colada and laughing about when we got started and having pictures, memories of when we got started. So when you start your relationship to open with someone, understand you are beginning their history. It's chapter 1 of their history. So I want to share with you chapter 1 of Johnny's history. All right. It's funny because Christopher, I could sense, because he kept messaging me, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? And I would say, real quick, I say, well, we spent probably 5 hours, Yeah, 5 hours yesterday. We met at 4 o'clock and had dinner and took him back to the border. It was actually it was almost 10 o'clock. And so, we just had a great time. But Christopher wanted to be there. He can't because he's in Mexico City. So he was, couldn't make it up the next day to come up just to have a dinner with us. I said, no worries. Upline serves the downline. So let me share my screen here with you guys. Actually, Marcos, you need to make me co-host, but the Dave Daughtrey with the picture where me and Gabby are at the 4Life store. You see that? Can you please make
Yeah,
that?
Dave, you are still co-host.
No,
Okay.
no, there's another account with his name. Marcos, I wrote you, but I don't think you read me. There's another
Okay.
account with his name. You need to make that one a co-host.
Yeah, I can't share my screen.
Okay.
It's okay, Marcos. You can do it. And if you can assign a couple of other
Okay, I can
co-hosts.
do it now. I can share now. I'm good. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And let me tell you, sometimes when you're opening the relationship, it can be a lot of work because that person, they might be cold. They might be resistant, skeptical, negative. And it's hard when you've got someone like that you feel like you have to constantly convince them. All right. I don't like to convince people. I want them to convince themselves by taking all of these things for what they really are. What is this opportunity really about? What can it do with your life? All right. So let me just share with you real quick. Just a few pictures. You should be able to, whoops, my bad. Let me go here. All right. So this is basically, I'm going to go to WhatsApp. Sorry, guys. I'm bouncing around here. Okay. This is the first picture after we met. Okay. So we had just met, shook hands, gave each other a hug, said hi. Gabby's actually in the car right behind there, that white Mercedes. So that's like literally 10 seconds after we met, he takes a picture. This is in the car. We're driving up to San Diego. All right. And I got really excited when he was doing this. Why is he doing this? He's doing it because he wants to record his history. He understands the importance of inspiring others. And the way that John is going to inspire others is by sharing this history. I think that's the last picture that we haven't. Yeah, last one. Well, actually, no, there is one more. This was actually at dinner when we had dinner together. All right. And let me share here real quick. These are ones that Gabby had taken with her cell phone. So we are at dinner now. Johnny right there. Guess what that is? He's actually took this for Christopher to show Christopher he signed up, came in with the fast start with 400 life points and got his ID. So he's showing Christopher, it's done, my friend. All right, I'm in. And this is actually where here I'm training him, doing a little bit of training on the app, the cell phone app, how to navigate through it a little bit because, he wants to get started, wants to know. All right. In fact, this morning he sent a question. How do I send a link to register or sign somebody up? So it looks like he's going to sign up his first person already, so very exciting. And then, of course, this picture is the same one I showed. So when you have someone like Johnny, it's actually pretty simple, you guys, because here's a guy, he's an entrepreneur. He owns his own cellular business. He sells cell phones and I think even sells service. He's got, some stores throughout Baja California. He was broke. He was in network marketing before. He was in a crypto program. Some of you might have heard of those. Cryptocurrency, cryptomoneda, cryptocurrency. All right. Well, we know, and I had a discussion with him about this. I'm very careful when I talk to someone about their previous failures. I don't want them to feel like they failed, but I do want them to understand why they didn't succeed in it. Same thing. Here's why you failed, but I don't like to say why. Here's why you failed. Here's why it didn't succeed. Because those programs don't have any profit built into it for residual. You don't make residual income off of crypto. You make the money signing someone up and having them pay to join the program. So as long as you're signing people up, you're making money. But as soon as you stop signing them up, there is no residual income in the crypto. And those programs don't last. They never, ever last. Why? Because there's no residual. You don't have enough profit built into it where it can sustain itself compared to for life. You get a tangible, physical, consumable item that you can touch, smell, taste, feel by using it. And there's 64% of profit built in from the time they sign up to every month they use the products. You get that residual income. That's the big difference between a service program, especially like a crypto, or a high-tech program, like telephones, utilities, things like that. There's programs, hey, everything that you use today, Dish Network, Walmart, all that stuff, just buy it. You can still buy it there. We've got this thing, you sign up and you get discount. They don't give you any more discount than they give the public. It's all about having to recruit to make money. You want to be in something where you make money on the residual as well. And we had that discussion. So the point I want to make is this. Here was the process with John. First, you meet someone. Do they warm up to you? All right. How is your ability to establish friendship with that person? Well, Gabby and I, we established a friendship with Johnny within minutes after meeting. All right. And the funny thing is, I'll say this, when we were driving to San Diego, things got a bit quiet. At first it was like talk for the first few minutes. And then all of a sudden he got quiet. And I thought, okay, this is just the mechanical Dave operating. I'm always thinking, all right. I'm thinking, okay, all of a sudden, why did the conversation end? I looked over and he was on his phone. So he must have been texting or doing something like that. All right. But as the night went on, we would go back and forth and talk about everything from family. He's got 2 kids. We talk about him going to SeaWorld here. Just because you're bringing that person in, remember, this is the open, you're beginning a relationship. It's not always going to be business. At the end of the day, you want to get, I want to get him signed up. And I did notice that in the close to 4 hours, we were sitting there, but we were probably actually in the restaurant for 3 hours. During that time we were in there, we kept moving away from the main thing, conversing about all kinds of other stuff. His life, our life, family, kids, all kinds of stuff. Health. Well, at one point I finally said, okay, back to getting you started, Johnny, back to getting you signed up. And I was just right up front with him. I said, before you leave tonight, we've got to get you in the system. We've got to get you with your Fast Start program. That's the way to start. So I established a friendship right away. And Gabby did. And then number 2, we established trust. And even in my messages to him later, after he left, I said, thank you for your trust. Because if someone trusts you, they'll do business with you. And that's what the whole thing was about, really, getting together to establish friendship and trust. All right. And have a game plan. I got to know him. He does like network marketing. He believes that he can really build a big network. I find it quite interesting because he lives in a place called Vizcaíno, which is about 9 hours south of the border, Baja California South, it's called. And I looked it up, population of about 10 people. And I thought, okay, this is going to be a lot of fun. He must know people. And he does. He started showing me, he said, here's somebody I know in Spain. She's Dominican from the Dominican Republic, who lives in Spain. So he knows people all over the world. All right. So the point is this, the open, you guys, that's really what it's about. Your ability to establish friendship and then establish that confidence and trust in the person. And then you want to set up a plan. Now, with Johnny, the plan was at first, I went through the 4 steps with him real quick. I said, Johnny, the first thing, knowledge. We've got to make sure that you get educated on our products mainly transfer factor, on the pay plan. What are your goals? Okay. The builder bonus, I explained that to him. We're going to get you 3 people signed up. Maybe that's what he's trying to do, get his 3 already signed up in December. So he gets a builder bonus. And I explained the fast start to him. He'll get a double builder bonus. I explained the extra $40,000 he can make in 2024 by being in the fast start. And that's what motivated him to do his 400 life points. Okay. So I went through knowledge creates confidence. Confidence creates action. Action creates results. 2, prospect. That's step 2. I went through that with him. I said, I don't know who you know, but I do know this. A networker's responsibility, the way you succeed in networking, is getting to the people you don't know through the people you do know. Now, how did I get to Johnny? In fact, I told Johnny this. I said, Johnny, here's what's interesting. I'm sitting here right now. Gabby and I are sitting here in this restaurant with you because of Rene Tapia. Rene's a good friend of ours. We've known him for 30 years. I met Rene in Mexico City. He was a kid working in the bodega warehouse for a network marketing company. And so I met Rene 30 years ago and maintained that relationship over 30 years. We've been friends. Rene happened to be up here at the border. He's from Mexico City. He was up here a couple months ago. He messages me and Gabby and he says, hey, you know, if you guys have time, he says, I got some time. I'm going to come across the border. Why don't we go get something to eat? Same thing. Went down, picked him up, went and got some seafood. During dinner, I said, Rene, and this is exactly what I said, you guys, because we're good 30 years of friendship. I said, Rene, I said, bro, throw me a bone. Help me out. I want to build Mexico. All right. So, you know, I've got a downline in Mexico. I'm sure y'all know that, but it's under one particular leg. It's under Sen. I want to build another leg in Mexico. Gabby's from Mexico. You know, we go down to Mexico City. I said, you know, people, just one person, if you can help me out with. And I was serious about it with Rene. He calls me a couple of weeks later and says, I think I got a guy. And I said, great. Put me on with them. He says, okay, let me talk to him and we'll get you guys together. We got on a Zoom and that's when I met Christopher. Well, Christopher, he spoke. How many of you in Spanish? I think some of you in Spanish. Mati, I think you were. Helena. Okay, so let me ask Helena. Helena, go ahead and unmute if you can.
Yeah.
Okay, so Helena, so you met Christopher Mora on the last Ponte la Camiseta, Ponte en Acción. He spoke at the end and said hi to everybody. What's your opinion of Christopher?
He was so into it and very excited, and also see that he can integrate for life to his life and his business they already had. So he kind of integrate the whole thing to. He felt part of that.
Did he seem like a person that had some skills?
Definitely.
I mean, he actually spoke in a little studio. He had a background behind him. He
Yes.
was up, you know, and you could tell that he had some skills. He's very likable. He was a ballet dancer, just so you know. He's a dancer, very, very physically fit, a lot of training, to be a ballet dancer takes a lot of discipline. And he loves fitness.
And he designed clothing.
Yeah. He has his own line of clothing. And check this out. His line of clothing is called Fit Diamond. And I told him, I said, I need a hat because it's got a diamond on it. I need a hat and a shirt, you know, because we're building diamonds here at For Life. But so the relationship I established with Christopher, again, establishing friendship, establishing trust. He came in with the fast start, all right, his 400 life points. And I had to work on Christopher more than I had to work on Johnny. Christopher, you know, he was making $6,000 a month in another network marketing company years ago, like 7 years ago, a crypto, the same program Johnny was in. They were in together, but they were cross-line. They were not in the same downline. And it went down, crashed. But I love their attitude. I loved Chris's attitude and Johnny's attitude. Their attitude was, even though that they ended up, you know, it crashed and Johnny lost money. Christopher didn't lose money, but he lost the opportunity. they still maintained a good attitude about network marketing, because it wasn't network marketing's fault that it failed. They just had the wrong type of opportunity. The business model is great. They were just with the wrong company, wrong plan, wrong people. So when you're with the right company, right plan, right people, great things can happen. So it was through Renee that I met Christopher. And then Christopher introduced me to Johnny. So what I established with these guys was, I'm here to serve you. All right, we're starting this relationship. So with Christopher, it's only been a couple of weeks, you guys. And yet we're like best friends. I mean, it's funny the way we talk to each other now. It's like we've known each other for 20 years. You know, in fact, he called me yesterday morning. I was sitting out front of my house with my robe on, hair all standing up. I hadn't taken a shower yet. I go sit out there. You have to make a cup of coffee, and I go sit out there and I watch the sunrise. Get that vitamin D, you know, in my eyes. Wake up. I sit there with my dog Odin. We both sit in chairs and just watch the sun come up and look at the beautiful down below. You see the ocean, San Diego, and all that. And he messaged me, so we did a video WhatsApp together, you know, and that's the kind of relationship that we have now. You know, we're very good friends, and I have big hopes for Christopher, for Johnny, this new team that's developing. And so in 2024, I hope to have more stories with you guys about that particular team as it grows. You know, now I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to quit. I don't know if they're going to be platinums. I hope they become platinums, but I do know this. The road to success is not a straight line. It's full of bumps. It's full of challenges. You're going to run into brick walls. You got to get through those. All right. That's called development. There's not one large building, not one skyscraper that first has to be a hole going the wrong way underground before it goes up. You build a foundation first. And that's what Christopher and Johnny are doing. And I talked to them about this. As you talk to people, as you bring people on board, you will identify. And that was number 3 in my plan of action with Johnny. I said, you'll identify who your key leaders are that you will spend your life with, working, building with them. Many of you know ones I've worked with over the years, you know, all the way from Jeff Altgilbers, you know, to Richard Queck in Malaysia, you know, to Barry Blake in New Zealand, and, you know, around the world. You know, these are key leaders of Gabby and mine. All right. People that we met back in 2000, 23 years ago, and still communicating, still networking, still, you know, building that relationship. That's what this is about, you guys. So have fun with it. As you can tell with Johnny, we had a lot of fun yesterday, a lot of laughs. All right. He's a great guy, funny guy. All right. And he just trusts. He has faith and he trusts. You know, he already knows networking. So he trusts the business model. He trusts Christopher. I believe now he trusts Gabby and I. All right. And so it's a matter of just being a good upline now. So in closing today, I'd like to ask this. As you talk to people, your ability to gain friendship, gain trust, how is it? Do they believe you? Do they really believe that you are serious about building this? How is your ability to tell them why they should do this? Why they should have an extra income stream? Why health and wellness? Why for life? Why transfer factor? Why you? Why they should do it with you? These are all things you have to be able to share with people in order for them to believe you. All right. And then, and this is key, you guys, your ability to network, get into your people's people and your people's people. That only happens when you have that skill of establishing friendships and you declare yourself. You declare yourself a leader. All right. And that's, look, that's something that happens over time too. You can declare yourself immediately and say, I'm a leader. I'm going to work with my people. I'm going to be there for them. I'm going to be a good upline, be a good sponsor, you know, and hopefully I do a good enough job that when they bring me someone to talk to, they like what I do. They like what I say. They like how I treat them. They like my ability to become a good friend and to answer their questions. And I've got that knowledge in my head that when they answer questions, I got the answers. And all of a sudden they're like, wow, Maddie or Elise or Beatrice or Henry or Tricia, Margaret, you've got all the answers. And therefore, they keep bringing more people to you. You see, success breeds success. As you become more successful, you let that light shine. And that's why Johnny wanted to get pictures. He wants people to see. And then I guarantee you, when Johnny signs up as first person, he's going to blast that all through the WhatsApp. They started a WhatsApp group called Gannard, win-win. All right. So that's what it's about, you guys. It's not a close. It's an open. Okay. You know, you can call it, you know, a lot of times, you know, people call you up and say, hey, can you help me close this person? Well, just think of it that you're going to talk to that person to open up a new friendship, open up a new relationship, gain trust, answer their questions, come from a position of strength, keep control. Even like with Johnny, I had to tell him, in fact, it was funny. Be bold. I was bold, you know, because I'm thinking, okay, we're going on 3 hours now. I haven't got him signed up yet, sitting at the table, had steak, had dessert, you know, and it's time. What did I do? I just said, back to this. I pointed at his cell phone. I said, back to getting you in the system, Johnny. And he grabs his cell phone. He goes, okay. We kept getting sidetracked. And then when I got him signed up, I said, now that you're signed up, we need to get you in the loyalty program. Let me show you how to do that. Here's why you need to be in loyalty. I explained why. I said, if you're in the business, it's 100 life points. Rather than you having to remember to do your life points every month, just sign up in loyalty, have it done for you, get a double builder bonus, and then continue to get your builder bonus every month. People will ask you if you're in it. If you say no, well, then guess what they're going to do? No. So if you say, yes, I'm in it, of course I'm in it. I'm in the business. So, you know, we got him in the loyalty. So he signed up in the loyalty. We got it done. All right. And then we took the last pictures and we left. Funny thing is, he couldn't find his parking ticket because he parked in Tijuana. And a lot of times when you lose your ticket, they charge you like $100, you know, because you say you lost your ticket. They think you did it on purpose, so they can't charge you for time. We drove all the way back to the restaurant, and Gabby went in with him to go look for his ticket. Couldn't find it. So anyhow, but it was a great meeting, great conversation. And we've got a new, Gabby and I have this new team started, and we'll see what happens. So with that, does anybody have any questions about the close or the open before we finish today? And keep in mind, next Monday is Christmas Day. There will not be, at least I will not be on Mentor Monday next Monday. You know, we'll be saying hi to Santa Claus and you know, just enjoying Christmas Day. But anybody, Claudia, I don't know if Claudia is talking to us or not. She's talking. But does anybody have any questions, anything they want to share about today's Zoom, the close or the open? Anybody? Elena.
Well, I love the way you say it. It's about no closing, opening. You know, I think it's something we have to keep in mind that actually is to grow the relationship. You know, and it's fantastic. This is the first time I heard that, but I love it. Yes, it's a good thing to keep in mind. I was reading a message today that just now they say, no persigas amor, don't chase love, don't chase fame, don't chase money, and chase excellence. Change to be the best version of yourself, and all things will chase you.
That's
It
true.
is true. It's true. Yes.
You know,
So thank
Jim,
you. Thank you for everything you've done for us, and have a wonderful holidays.
Thank you, Helena. You as well.
Thank
You as
you.
well. You know, Jim Rohn, one of my favorite mentors and teachers back in the 80s, he's probably the best business philosopher you could ever listen to. I always recommend anybody listen to Jim Rohn. Just go on YouTube, Jimrohn, Rohn, and listen to him. He's fascinating, and he's so calm. He's a kind of almost a non-emotional guy, but he's great. But one time he said, if you want to succeed in business, you focus on yourself. All right. You develop yourself, develop your skills. When you learn to focus on yourself, your business will grow because you grow. You can't have your business grow and you not develop. So it's also about personal development. That's what I love about this business. It's the world's greatest personal development course there is. You learn so much in networking, building a network.
Did you mention that Chris had put items in his shopping cart? And that's
Oh, Gabby's telling me that one thing that Christopher prepared Johnny. Christopher actually prepared a favorites list of favorites. In fact, let me show you guys. This is what Christopher, and I like what he's doing. Let me share my screen real quick and I'll show you guys. Why? Here we go. Hang on, you guys. I got to go to share screen. Start broadcast. Okay, so you should be able to see my cell phone right now. So here's what Chris did. I think I'm still signed in on his account. Yeah, so I'm signed in on Chris's account. So he went to my shop favorites. Can you guys see that package right there? What's the name of the package? Help me out. Helena, what's the name of the package? Can you see that? It should say Jonathan Bustillos.
Jonathan Bustillos, yes.
Right, right.
Okay. How many life points is the package?
That's probably the 400, no?
403 life points. It's a fast.
Yeah, 403 points, yeah.
So Christopher put this package together, sent the package to Johnny. So all Johnny had to do was simply fill out his information and put in a form of payment.
That's a good idea.
I like that. That way you don't get caught up in, well, maybe I shouldn't get this, maybe I should get that. Let me look at the products and I'll get back to you. No.
It saves a lot of time.
Yeah. So he got a gold factor, Rio Vita, Transfer Factor Plus, Rio Vita Sticks, a Pro TF protein, an immune boost, Renuvo, chewables for his kids, an aqua kit, a complete aqua kit, and a toothpaste. That's his package. So
Wow.
that's Christopher does that. He's going to be sending people pre-arranged packages so that all they have to do is just make their payment and they're good to go. I like that. So I hope you guys have picked up something today on the open. It's about relationships, and and I have to say, there's some of you here that I love you all. I'm grateful for all of you. There's some that I've had the pleasure of meeting within the first week or two of them signing up. One of them's with us here, Trisha in Kenya. I met Trisha. It was a year ago right now, Trisha, wasn't it, that we met? There's Trisha. Hey, Trisha. Wasn't it a year? It was December a year ago that we met, wasn't it? Yeah. I'm going to actually unmute you real quick if you don't mind. Actually, I can't, but you can probably unmute yourself. So I met Trisha a year ago, and what really clicked, I think, with me and Trisha was the fact that she is, when you talk to her, she's very American. And don't get me wrong, I love people from all over from Bolivia. Marcos is in Bolivia. You're still in Bolivia, right? Okay, Mark is in Bolivia. People all over the world. I love. But Trisha studied in Ohio and went to college, and so we just kind of kicked it off. But what really caught my attention was, okay, she's in Kenya, but knows people in the U.S. So how wonderful would it be to help her get a business started in the U.S.? Trisha has a business background. All right. She knows business. She also knows a bit about networking. And so we just hit it off, and I'd say, Trisha, wouldn't it be safe to say that we're good friends? I don't know why you can't unmute. There you go. I think you're unmuted now. So, but Trisha and I, we're very good friends. We communicate often through WhatsApp and so forth. And so, I feel blessed to be part of Trisha's For Life journey as she, continues to develop her team, working with her people, her downline. And, she brings people to the table all the time. That's what this is about, you guys. So I just want to let you all know that Gabby and I are very, very grateful. We feel very fortunate, very blessed to have you all as part of our For Life family, our team, our community, to call you friends, and hopefully see you. I've not met Trisha in person yet. I'm sure we will. I wouldn't doubt, Trisha, I'm sure will be at one of our conventions, or, Gabby and I will be over in Kenya, and, hopefully we'll be seeing some of you at convention in Utah at, I think it's April 24th to 20, I think it's the 24th it starts. Time to start promoting it because we're coming into January now, you guys. So anyhow, thank you very much. With that, let's close it up. We got 3 minutes here. The hour's up. Thank you for joining in today. Next week, there will be no Mentor Monday in English. If some of you want to get on together, that's fine. But I wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and keep going, keep growing. So Marcos, I'll pass it back to you to kind of finish this up, close this out. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Dave. Amazing, friends, priceless, free advice from a multimillionaire. And Dave, it's the last days of the year. What is your vision for network marketing in this industry and for Light Company for the year 2024? What do you see as your vision?
I believe 2024 is going to be a banner year, banner meaning a very big year for Life, because of some of the new things they're going to be introducing. I believe that the global economy is going to be struggling more. People's mind is going to be more open to looking at ways to make money. And they're going to realize that they have a choice to either try to go get another job or start something like this and get involved. So we need to be promoting the opportunity a lot. Why health and wellness? Why For Life? 25 years of history, multinational company. All right. But I believe 2024 is going to be a wonderful year. We're in an uptrend. We are on a trend upwards now. It wasn't that way, honestly, at the end of COVID. All right. In the end of 2021 and into even 2022, things were kind of on a downtrend a little bit. And I think that's because a lot of people were confused because everybody wanted to try doing social media, build their business just on Zoom. No, that's not the way. Why did we get with Johnny? I went through that today. Why, it's all about the handshake, meeting someone, the skills, the excitement. You don't feel the same excitement through a camera, through that little lens right there. You don't feel that. So the point is, yeah.
A final question, please. You know the world very, very good. Many countries you visited, traveled. Definitely the world is changing after pandemic times. And Dave, you see, like you say about Johnny, each affiliate For Life needs to develop skills in the digital skills, right? That is very important for the future.
You said digital skills?
Yes, social media, Facebook, all these things.
Social media has an important place. Social media is a way to express your opinions, what you're doing. All right. But just because you express your opinions about, let's just say about For Life, you love For Life, you love Transfer Factor, you love network marketing, you love the team, you can express that. But the question is, it comes back to your ability. How is your ability to influence someone through social media? So if you don't have the ability, to do it live in person, what makes you think you're going to have the ability to do it on the internet? Now, You might think, well, the people on the internet don't know me. They're strangers. And it's true. It's true that sometimes you have more influence over strangers than you do those that know you. Very true. But you still have to have the skill. You still have to have the discipline to communicate. You've got to be putting something up there, on your social media, day after day after day, content. All right. And that's the way that you create a following. So the procedure is the same in that if you're doing it live, it's still about, day after day after day. It's still the discipline that's required, you see. So again, if you don't have that discipline and you don't have that drive to do and creativity, the thing about social media that's a little different, you got to be creative, put that content up. So yes, Marcos, you are correct. Digital skills are good to have, but I look at it like this. It's one tool in your toolbox. Even if you get people to follow you through social media, there's a lot of people on social media out there, a lot of products out there, right? A lot of opportunities being thrown around out there on social media. People get confused. What's the one way to keep that person in your circle, your family, your community, your team? What's the way to do it? I just showed you. Getting with them, meeting them, establishing that relationship with them. That's how you do it. So if you use social media as the hook or the net, let's say the net to get them, you're still going to have the skills of developing the relationship, the open, to keep them. It's not just about getting someone, it's keeping them. And that's why I'm proud to say that in my network, Gabby, my network, we've never lost one platinum. All of our platinums in our organization are still with us after 26 years. You see, because we've developed relationships. And you know what? If you guys hang in there, you guys, I'm just want to share something with you. All right. I'm going to share my screen again. I'm going to play something for you that actually, I'll be honest, it made me proud. It made me feel really good. You'll recognize this individual. Hopefully you'll be able to hear what he's saying. So I'm going to mute you guys out. I'm going to mute Evilise. Actually, for some reason I can't mute. So go ahead and mute everyone so there's no background noise. I'm going to play something for you to hear. This is from a WhatsApp that I got. Actually, Claudia sent this to me. She was in Ecuador at this event, and she sent this to me.
Ya lo había perdido todo. Y un amigo se acordó de él cuando le llegó el factor de transferencia a su mano. Y le mandó 2 frascos de transfer factor por correo a Daughtrey. Y dice de Daughtrey que a las 2 horas su cuerpo comenzó a experimentar una sensación extraña y paró de ir al baño. Y comenzó a tomar energía.
So that was a couple of weeks ago. Did anybody kind of catch what he was saying? Marcos, did you understand what he was saying a little bit?
Yes, of course. This famous, amazing Latino Esdras Cabrera.
Cesar Cabrera.
He said, he's a testimonial, and he said some friend talk with Daughtrey to get a transfer factor.
I sent him 2 bottles of transfer factor plus.
2 bottles, and after to drink the transfer factor, immediately she feel the effects, the benefits.
But it makes you feel good when somebody after 23 years ago, that was in 2000, when they still recognize you as the person that introduced them, to transfer factor, you see. And so that's a relationship that I have with Esdras. Now, Esdras doesn't need me. He's a platinum. The guy makes like close to $200,000 a month. Lives in Dominican. In fact, you know how much property the guy owns on that island now? He owns so much property. He's got his own farms and ranches of all organic. In fact, he's got his own company now that sends around the world organic produce, organic, grown vegetables and fruit and stuff. He's Seventh-day Adventist. So, he's vegetarian. But the point is, very successful. And it makes you feel good when people remember their past, how they got started, So my point is just that, again, it's the relationships. So you guys build strong relationships with your people and understand over years, it's like a family. It's not always perfect, I mean, trust me. I mean, I've had challenges with some of my top leaders, but we always work through it, because I believe I'm a likable, a realistic person. I have no problem apologizing, especially when I've made a mistake and done something, I say, I feel bad. I'm sorry, but it's about keeping a relationship strong. So with that, you guys, thank you again. Tricia, thanks for sharing as well, being part of For Life, part of our family. Everyone, Helena, thank you. Adriana, Diana, Margaret, Stephen, all of you. I've got Dr. Ojina on as well in Kenya. Thank you, Doctor, for being here with us today. Appreciate all you're doing in Kenya. You Kenyans, let's make 2024 an awesome year. All right. And let's get some new presidential diamonds out of Kenya. All right. And take advantage of South Africa. In fact, I've got a call coming up actually right now. I got to jump on it for South Africa. All right, you guys. Love you guys. Talk to y'all real soon. Everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas.
Let's express our gratitude with this friend millionaire. You can open your microphones.
Yeah, open your microphones, everyone.
Thank you, Dave. Great presentation.
Thank you,
Appreciate you.
Dave.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Dave.
Guys.
Merry
Thank you,
Christmas.
Dave.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everybody. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Marco, you did excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. For the meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marcos.
Thank
Nice
you,
to see
Mary
you.
and Terry, for coming.